We may be in the middle of a global pandemic right now, but that will end. And when it does, theaters will reopen and we will get to go back and watch movies, enjoy movies together, just like we always have. What movies am I most excited to see? Let's check that out. Welcome to Silver Screen Talks. My name is Luke LaPointe. I just recently started this channel because I love movies and I want to talk about movies with people who care about them as much as I do. I miss going to the theater as much as you guys do, and when it reopens, I'm really excited for some of the movies that are coming out this year. So I've compiled a list of my top 10 most anticipated movies post-coronavirus with some honorable mentions thrown in there. This is a list based on my opinion. It's not obviously an official list. It's not a right list because there is no right list. We all have our opinion based off the type of movies we like, and I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that. So make sure to hit that like and subscribe button, but also make sure you're in that comment section. Make sure you're telling me what movies you are excited to see, because guess what? That might hype up my excitement a little more. And also, comment on what videos. I'm new to YouTube as a publisher. Make sure to comment about what videos you want me to make, because I'm here to make videos that you want to see. So editorials, rankings, reviews. Go down to the comment section and share what type of videos you want me to make and what specific videos you might want me to make. But with that, let's get into what I'm anticipating. Now, I have a couple honorable mentions thrown in there because they have release dates that are far down the road. Just to rattle them off, I have Ghostbusters Afterlife, Morbius, the Saw movie Spiral with Samuel L. Jackson and Chris Rock, Fast and Furious 9, and the upcoming Anthony Mackie movie, Outside the Wire. At number 10, I have Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, I actually had this lower on my list. However, it did get pushed back from a November 20th release date to, I believe, May 2021. So it's down the road now. But I'm still excited for this film because I believe it is going to be an absolute spectacle of a film. I believe the CGI and the animation is going to be amazing. The kaiju action is going to be amazing. And this is a movie that we deserve. This is a movie that, if you think of the most classic movie monsters, for me at least, Godzilla and Kong. And now they get to clash. They've clashed once before in 1962 in a Japanese film, Godzilla vs. King Kong. Then the visuals weren't as appealing as they could be in 2020. But still, very excited to see it. Going to be a great action. Going to be epic. It should be epic. And have to wait till 2021, unfortunately, though. At number 9, I have the Kingsman prequel, The Kingsman. Now, I really love the first two Kingsman movies. I like how it's a fresh take on kind of the British super spy, Bond in the 21st century, millennial Bond type thing. But I always love Matthew Vaughn's action, the way he stylizes action with the use of CGI and slow motion to emphasize each move. And I just find it very, very cool, especially in the first Kingsman movie. I love that he announced a prequel where it's going to be set in the early 1900s, specifically World War I. I love that he's doing that because it allows him to take that action that he's so good at and put it on a larger scale with battles in different style with with World War I technology, stuff like that. I think it's going to be great, and now he's also gotten a great cast behind that, with Ralph Fiennes as the calm and collected badass mentor, the way Colin Firth was to Taron Egerton. And also, I like him using a relatively unknown actor to play this Conrad. And then Matthew Vaughn surrounds him with a great supporting cast with Gemma Arterton, Tom Hollander, Daniel Bruhl, Jima Hunsu. And this creates an environment where no character feels insignificant. And I was excited to see this in February, and I'm going to be excited to see this in September. At number 8, we have the 2020 adaptation of Dune. Now, for my money, I believe that Frank Herbert's novel is the best science fiction novel of all time. Now, I've seen the 1984 adaptation, and it's an alright movie, but it disappointed me because it's terribly paced. It shouldn't be. It's like not long enough, but also at the same time too long. But I have hope for this movie. I have faith in this remake because of the choice of director with Denis Villeneuve. He's established himself as a great director in the sci-fi world, and especially with Blade Runner 2049, he shows he can remake these sci-fi classics or these sci-fi novels. And I also really like his decision to split Dune into two movies because that's what it deserves. And he's also brought. I love that Villeneuve brought renowned screenwriter Eric Roth of Forrest Gump and Benjamin Button fame to help write the script. And then pair that with a great cast. Honestly, it's too deep to list. It's so great. I mean, you're gonna like it. And this is a movie with so much potential that I believe has a great chance to live up to it. At number 7, I have Top Gun Maverick. All right, a little confession time here. Well, this was the trailer that I saw where I got the most excited seeing. I love the original movie. I always watched it with my father. Tom Cruise is amazing. The aerial shots in the first movie are amazing. The soundtrack's amazing. And it seems like his career is getting better with age. So this has a very good chance to be even better than the original. But also, I really think they have a compelling plot bringing Miles Teller in as Goose's son. And while there is going to be CGI, I think there's going to be a lot of beautiful aerial shots where probably Tom Cruise is going to be in half of them because he's a adrenaline junkie. And I'm going to have Need for Speed when this one comes out. At number 6 is the long-awaited solo movie, Black Widow. Now, for some of you, you might have this lower on your list. However, and I totally understand that. However, for me, the reason I don't have this one higher on my list is because I truly believe that Black Widow should have been given a solo movie in Phase 3 of the MCU. That's because, well, we know what happens to Natasha. We know she's going to survive this movie, obviously, because she dies in Endgame. So it takes a little bit of the tension out of the action scenes. But still, I think they have good Taskmaster. I still think they have good villains set up. And I love the core four they set up with, obviously, Scarlett Johansson, and Florence Pugh, Rachel Weisz, and David Harbour. I think there's a good chemistry there. And also, I think there's going to be some good comedy, some good family dynamics there. Family dynamics. And I think this movie is also going to give us a very good sense of what Phase 4 of the MCU is going to be like, and that's why I'm excited for this movie. At number 5, we have A Quiet Place Part 2. Now, I love The Quiet Place, and honestly, it was one of my favorite horror movies of 2018. Even the last 5 years, really. And for a PG-13 horror movie, has all that tension that you need in a horror movie. As well as great family dynamics and character moments. And I love the concept of the movie, of it having to be in total silence, because it really adds a lot to the movie. Also, I loved Emily Blunt in that movie. She was a badass, pregnant, I mean, she did it all. And I can't wait to see her in this sequel, really building up on having to be that one part of the carrying the family after what happened to John Krasinski's character. I think this might be like a silent version of Aliens almost, where it's like, all right, the first one was a horror movie, and now this is a horror movie on top of action, the way Aliens was on top of Alien, and I think it's going to be amazing. Now, at number 4, I have the long awaited last installment of this X-Men franchise, The New Mutants. Now, I guess there can't be any more build-up in anticipation with me, considering I've been excited and anticipating this movie for 2 years. When The New Mutant was announced, using a horror-based superhero movie, I was extremely excited for it to come out. And as we all know, fate has not been kind to this movie, whether it's regular delays like reshoots, stuff like that, the Disney merger with 21st Century Fox, or a global pandemic. It seems like everything is against this movie coming out, and that sucks. But I still really enjoy the concept, even though they backed it down from R to PG-13 because of the Disney merger. And I had some great young actors in there with Maisie Williams, Anna Taylor-Joy, and Charlie Heaton. If this one hits theaters, which based on its history is a big if, I hope for it to come out. But I think it can provide a nice close on the book on the current X-Men era. All right, number 3, we have Tenet. And really, you only need 2 words to get me out to the theaters to see this movie, and that is Christopher Nolan. And that is because he has truly proved himself a master of his class at directing and filmmaking. Obviously, is the Dark Knight trilogy, which is amazing. I love it. But also, his other films, he's always had these motifs of working in something to manipulate dreams, time, memory, stuff like that, identity. And he's always used it to his advantage to enhance his plot and make it super original. He's got a great cast. Robert Pattinson, John David Washington, who is just starting to establish himself as a great actor in Hollywood. I'm really hoping he's as good as Denzel. But I think from what I see in the trailers, the action looks amazing because of that time manipulation. It's a very solid plot. And I think this has a chance to be one of Christopher Nolan's classics. And I'm so excited to see it as possibly one of the first major releases once theaters reopen. At number 2, I have the sequel to what I see as the first truly successful movie in the DCEU, with Wonder Woman 1984. Now, I do not think the DCEU will ever catch up to the MCU. There's too much ground to make up. But what I think they have done with their last few movies, their last few solo movies in particular, with Birds of Prey, Shazam, and Aquaman, is that they've kept themselves in the game, they've kept themselves relevant, because that's all they can really do. Now, with Wonder Woman 1984, I think this has the chance to be almost like the Captain America Civil War of the DCEU. I think Gal Gadot is a perfect fit as Diana. I think she sends a great, strong message to young girls. And I'm happy Patty Jenkins brought back Chris Pine for this sequel, as I believe that him and Gal Gadot had great on-screen chemistry in the first movie. And also, I'm very happy with the villain castings. I believe Kristen Wiig can be is the perfect fit for Cheetah, just based on her personality alone and how she can turn on a dime to that jealous personality. And Pedro Pascal, that casting is an excellent choice for me, considering he exudes this type of comic booky energy just in general that fits really well, especially with the vibes of it being 1984, that kind of retro feel. Not to mention that this movie is going to be scored by Hans Zimmer, who is a master and always just adds so much to films. So put that all together, and this is without a doubt my most anticipated superhero movie of this year. However, my most anticipated movie once this pandemic is over is the finale to the Daniel Craig Bond era, No Time to Die. Now, I absolutely love the Bond films. I've seen each of them one too many times. And I always dreamed of being a gentleman spy when I grew up. Not really working out right now, but we'll see. But I think since 2006, from Casino Royale to now, I think while some of the movies might not have been as great or as classic, I think in each of his 4 movies so far, Daniel Craig has still given us an incredible performance. This is going to be a big finale. I love the casting of Rami Malek as our main antagonist. I love bringing Léa Seydoux back as one of the Bond girls. I like Dr. Swan in Spectre. I think she was one of the highlights of Spectre. And I like the other I like Naomi Harris as Eve Moneypenny. I like bringing in Ana de Armas as a CIA agent. And obviously Ralph Fiennes is great and all of them. I think this has the potential to be a top tier Bond film and a great send-off for Daniel Craig. And that's it. That's my list. My list is not right. My list is not wrong. Whatever it is to you, I want to hear you in that comment section. What's your list? What's your most anticipated movie? Also, let me know what other videos do you want me making. I want to shape my channel around the types of videos that my viewers want to watch, not just the videos I want to make. So let me know what videos you want me to make, and keep enjoying movies as much as I do. Thank you very much.